Thought about that before I started buying antiques. Now he's stuck with it. Cursed metal. I wish I'd caught fucking Karma on camera knocking that fucking thing off the goddamn table. Gee. Whack! Did not like that piece of metal at all.
Get this fucking thing out of my house.
Well, the jewel will leave with the thing, so no worries there. Things that attach themselves to objects stay with the object. Most of the time. Okay, we got this. Skunky Boo out there? What do you got here?
Huh?
What's this, a Cadillac book?
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
I sent it to my father.
What's it, they're trying to sell him a new Cadillac?
110th year anniversary or something. Different pictures. I just looked at it briefly, a bunch of different pictures. There's something in the beginning, some kind of story. That's all.
Yeah.
That's the wrong button.
I'll get my sandwich. And then we all set. Ugh. Got your cookies there, Scott?
Yep.
That's lunch for tomorrow.
Well, anyway, no, I got plenty of silk.
I ain't drinking that shit, so.
Come on! This guy even drinks it. Bro.
Yeah, he made such a fucking puss. I'm not intended to try whatever the hell that shit was he was eating. My God, I thought he was drinking poison.
Bunch of whips.
All right, Mike.
Boys.
Till next week. If Scott survives the ghoul on the metal.
Making a cat hoarder. So I gotta go downstairs.
Oh, you're gonna love that video.
Yeah, I'll be watching that one tomorrow.
That's good.
You found somewhere to put the sign?
Stay here.
Alright.
Yeah. Till then, Mike. Let's watch wetness on the floor. Oh, chill down a little bit out here, you can feel it. I hear ice crunching under my feet, not a good sign. And I'm losing my sandwich. Cat food. Nuts. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, I can hear it crunching. Object hauntings. Or haunted objects.
Well, apparently the cat didn't like it.
Well, you know, cats are extremely sensitive to that kind of thing. We joke among gun collectors about cat scanning shit when we bring it home, you know. But the truth is that if a cat reacts negatively to something,
What's wrong with it?
maybe you better get rid of it. Or secure it somewhere where it's not going to bother you.
come from an estate sale.
Yes, it did. But then most old things do at some point in time or another. Look at my Model T. How often do you see animal tracks on the Model T? Almost never. Model A, you'll find it all the time, but not the Model T. That cat sure as hell hated that thing. Whack.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, Guardians of the Dead.
Domino too. Panther didn't care.
You know?
Shadow, one never knows. You know, I've only showed that to one other person, and I got it yesterday. And she said, I'm getting some vibes from this thing. This was the first thing she said.
Well,
And she's not some psychic person I go to. This is somebody I know. And it was just like, oh, by the way.
some people are sensitive to it, and you know, you have to figure that not only is this a piece of something that was a significant part of history in its way. I mean, USS Maine never fired a shot in the Spanish-American War, but it did trigger the war. It was a catastrophic event. People did perish in that. But beyond that, this was owned by someone who probably was a Spanish-American War veteran. And probably owned for a long time. Well, who else would the VFW give that to in 1914?
Oh,
but,
yeah.
you know, there were still a lot of Spanish War veterans around back then. They were still fairly young even in 14. So here's some, you know, this was a personal and probably prized possession of somebody who then probably passed it down to family members, maybe 2 or 3 generations since. Anywhere along the way, it could have picked up something. And who knows what else it might have been involved in, you know? This medal might have been somebody's good luck charm during the Battle of the Bulge. You know, this could have been anything. It's not necessarily something to do with the USS Maine, it's just the thing itself. With old objects, there's just no way of telling for sure.
Well, it's going to a good home to a Navy veteran with a bunch of other medals. And
Well, most likely it did not originally belong to a Navy veteran. Almost certainly it belonged to a regular soldier, more than likely than not. Because the USS Maine, remember the Maine, that wasn't just a Navy thing. That was taken up by every branch, well, both branches. There was only two branches of service.
That was the battle cry.
Yeah. Remember the Maine and to hell with Spain.
I went to go look up a soundtrack for the movie Stripes. $89.
Why the fuck you want to pay $89?
I am not paying no $89.
Jesus Christ.
I'll pay $1.99, $2.99, $6.99.
Why would somebody want $89 for a movie Stripes?
$100 fucking dollars.
I mean, it's Stripes. It's not like it's a classic of any kind. You know, what the hell's that all about?
Fucking wind here, you know?
It's probably on YouTube for free.
You know?
Haven't thought of that movie in years. Well, then again, it's what I said before, you know? People ask things for shit. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get it.
Well, apparently somebody got the medal for $150. 100, was that $189?
$148.50.
$148.50. Actually, I kind of was hoping it would have been a little bit more, but
Why?
oh, just you know.
You have a little bit more with it, Scott.
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
You may have the trapped spirit of a Spanish-American War veteran in there. really known for sure if haunted objects actually contain a spirit somehow in itself, or they simply act as a conduit, allowing the spirit to transfer from the next world back to this one through that object, something that was important to them in life, and through the object to you.
Now, does that mean it's a negative spirit or a positive?
Doesn't. You never know. There's no way of knowing that. No, not for real anyway. If bad things start to happen to you, then chances are it's a negative spirit. Maybe. More likely than not, nothing will happen at all. It's just, something that's there. Or maybe it's waiting for something to trigger it. Now, when you buy old things, better run them past Mike's Cats first.
You know, I was going to do this, but I got a lighter in the glove box.
Where'd you get that from?
Sitting right next to it.
Oh, well. Who knows? Is it a Zippo lighter?
Yep.
Well, then it's not from the same time period as the metal.
It looks like it's something from...
It'll be World War II or newer.
Oh, no, this looks like it's from 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Then it's just a regular lighter.
I didn't think of it until I should have took it and slid it on the floor towards to see what the cat would have done with it. But it came out of the box. The little thing was only this big. Like about, I don't know, 14 inches by 8 inches. Little case. That was it.
Yeah. Well, I've got a few things the cats don't like either. They can sense, who knows, but they've got better senses than we do for some reason.
Oh, I do not doubt that.
And ironically, collecting antique firearms, you do run the biggest risk of bringing back something with something attached to it. When you think, about what goes on around things like that, the things that were happening in the vicinity and to the people who carried those things. It's not too surprising.
What was that coin you saw? It was a Spanish-American war coin? Metal thing you saw?
Oh, that was, commemorating a general or an admiral, was it? I forget now. Who took part in the war, that's all.
Oh.
It's a commemorative plaque, really, is what it is.
What did they want for that?
They were asking 200 and change, was it? Somewhere around there? But that's not a medal or a coin, it's just a plaque.
Well, they got these commemorative coins that were...
Yeah. But what makes that special is it's actually made from material from the ship itself.
Yeah.
While most commemoratives are not. They're just generic.
That's what I mean. I knew that right away. When it said it right on there, I knew this wasn't a repop and some motherfucker trying to pay. And especially for the price he was selling it at. He made his $5.
Yeah, that was actually a very common way to make extra money on a project back then for something famous. Today, it would be an absolute scandal if somebody marketed pieces of something famous, for sale or anything like that, like pieces of the Washington Monument after we've refurbished part of it or something like that, or Lincoln's Tomb, or
They actually do have something from Lincoln's Tomb, and they brought it on board. They was at Pawn Stars.
But it was from a long time ago. It wasn't recent.
It was,
today that would never happen.
Right, of course.
No. But in 1922, like that thing I have from the Constitution, that was 1922. And back then, they needed to raise money because there wasn't much going around. So they just took all this useless scrap metal and they turned it into, little commemoratives.
So for the rehab in 22, I wonder how old it was. Because when me and Mike went up there, and whenever we went up to Cape Cod or whatever, they would do these restorations over the years. They wouldn't wait 300 years for the first.
Yeah, it probably was from the second renovation, which was, I think it was before the War of 1812. They said the metal came from Paul Revere's mines. So that would put it somewhere in the 1812s, 1814s, around it. Who knows, somewhere way back.
There was 5 of the ships, right?
Originally, I believe so.
Yeah, 5, and then only 2 are left.
Mm-hmm.
Constellation and that one.
The Constitution, Old Ironsides.
Yeah, the other one's down in Maryland.
Yeah. But
It's too bad they can't do something with the Olympic.
they're trying to.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They actually have to get it out of the water.
Oh yeah.
They have to get it out of the water, out of the mud.
Yeah, they've been raising money for quite a while to
And
do
then
that.
they have to put it like not just in a dry dock, but in a warehouse, like
Yeah.
you know what they did with the submarine in Chicago?
Uh-huh.
That used to be outside. Then they built a whole entire pit for it.
Yeah.
The whole entire. Oh, so do you get some? You don't get Smithsonian Channel, do you?
Yes, they do.
Oh, did you see that, especially on the submarine they found in 2010? Washed up on a beach in Panama?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that a while back.
Why doesn't somebody get that thing off the beach?
Well, it'll probably disintegrate if you even tried. If you saw the condition of that thing, it's basically there's no actual metal there anymore. By the look of it, it's all just rust. You know,
It's a
it's iron oxide. Yeah, if you caught it 80 years ago, it might have been a little bit better condition. But
the Hunley they saved.
yeah, they were able to save the Hunley. The Hunley was actually saved by mud. Because it was buried in the mud so thoroughly like that, it did actually save a lot of the iron. And the internal contents of the ship.
What's he waiting for?
You?
See if I'm gonna run the fucking light?
Uh-huh.
See if I'm gonna give him brights or something?
Mm-hmm.
He's turning around. No, okay. Wait, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's turning around.
Yeah, you gotta get that wrongdoer over there.
Well, if I see lights in the next minute, Putnam County Sheriff's gonna pull us
That
over.
wasn't Putnam County Sheriff.
Who was that? Dutchess County?
Yeah, we're in Dutchess County. We're not in Putnam.
Oh, we'll find out if this metal is gonna fuck me or not tonight. Yep, here he comes. No, wait. You know what? I was thinking about putting my brights on too.
Good
I was
thing it
actually, I was thinking about putting my.
See?
I'm glad I didn't.
is. Maybe the metal helped you instead of fucked you.
That's true. But I don't know. Got a car coming, and there was nobody coming down 22. I bet it's him. Well, let's see. How far do we got to go to get out of Dutchess here?
I don't know.
Past King Cone. You know where King Cone is up here?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we got to get to. If that is the cop.
What do you have the county lines all mapped out in your
Yeah.
head in case you're running from the cops for no reason
Yeah,
at all?
yeah. I'd like to get out of Dutchess now. Thank you very much.
Well, you got a body in the trunk, stolen goods.
I don't feel like getting pulled over just for a DUI check. I give it a pretty good chance he lights me up. I think so. And I do believe that is the cop. Well, Jim, guess what? After months and months and months of videotaping, you finally got one. You may finally get your... It's 45. I want to have to keep it under just a hair under 45. keeping a good distance. He's not some regular asshole Saturday Night driver 2 feet from my bumper, you know? And he's turning around.
Because
Oh,
you
yeah,
are
that's
now,
a cop, all right. Oh, yeah, that's
You are
him.
now in the town of Patterson, Scott.
Booyah, see?
See?
Told you, right here by King
Wasn't
Kong.
gonna
That's what-
bother
that's
you.
Yeah.
He's just on his regular patrol. He's not bothering you. He's
He's
doing
fine.
his job.
He turned around, yeah. Close enough.
You get all nervous. You think you just robbed the bank. You're even wearing your seatbelt today.
Well, of course. Why would I have my belt off down here?
Why you take it off 3-4 miles from Mike's house? Why wouldn't you take it off down here?
That's different.
Looks like they've been doing some snow moving around here. They've got the roads clear all the way to the edge. Must have had a bucket loader and a dump truck in here and be dumping it somewhere.
But Pat's been busy this month.
Oh yeah, anybody that moves snow's been busy this month. They're not done yet. We got more snow coming during the week. Not really sure how much yet, but people have been telling me several days possible snow. And we ducked a big storm this weekend, I think, or maybe it was next weekend. It's supposed to hit. I don't know.
Well, Tuesday night we're supposed to get some more.
Yeah.
How much I don't know.
78,292 miles. Amazing.
They got something 10 times worse than that over by the Danbury Mall. And I do the same thing. And so then, what was it, about a week ago?
This winter has not been easy on roadways.
Oh my
that's for
God,
sure.
potholes fucking
My God,
everywhere.
Potholes, some of them are fucking canyons.
Ugh.
Sinkholes. Swallowed a fucking car.
And they're doing quick patch fixes, which is doing nothing. Not really. Holy shit, I came 2 seconds from going like this, popping the brakes on.
See?
I came that fucking close. I was like, ooh.
Remember that next time you're thinking on doing that. You could be
I don't
flashing
do
the cop.
yeah. I'm serious. I was about literally a microsecond from doing it. Oh, shit.
Well, that definitely would have got you a ticket. And something for me to fill.
So what did Terry say? She's gonna blow for money or something?
No, she likes blowing things.
Oh, blowing things. That's right.
She's playing with the old man's heart. I said, stop doing that. You're going to break the old man's heart. But I like blowing things. And so that explains where the $60 came from. More unbelievable than the lottery. You and Jorge and Juan and the other ones, 60 of them lined up around the block. Yeah.
Where's your $5 still? Or is that still outstanding?
Oh, that's worth like 500 now because, ew, what is that? Something dead? No, it's a shirt. I charge Vigorish on that. And she knows it.
Haven't heard that one in a while. Fancy word for interest?
For Vig, yes. Or it's going to be a couple of fingers, maybe a leg. Or a whole bucket of ants in her car. No, this is the problem with indigents. They never have any money. Always broke. We had a long discussion last week about that, you know.
About blowing things or having no money?
Having no fucking money. She mugged me for $2 once. Took her right out of my fucking shirt pocket without permission. And I couldn't make a scene at the time. It's a kid with her. So I'm not gonna raise a stink in front of the kid. The kid wasn't there. That would have been the end of you. You know? That shit only goes so far. $2 or 2 cents. Take something from me without permission, I'm gonna get pissed. And she's damn lucky. I was so mad about the money, I forgot to tell the kid, you know, the address to the video channel.
What kid?
The niece.
Oh, what's her name?
Oh shit, I forget. It's the middle of the night. Kelly, I think, something like that. I said, I'm gonna tell the niece she can watch these videos and see all the shit you pull.
How does she know to watch the videos?
She doesn't. I should have told her that day, but I forgot.
Oh, you saw her?
Yeah, she was. That's what kept her from getting reamed that time when she took money out of my pocket because the kid was there with her.
Ah.
So okay, the kid's here. I'm not gonna start, you know, sticking her hands in a fucking deep fryer with a minor in the room. So
what is she? Tall, short?
A younger version of Terry, vaguely.
Does she look like her?
Not really. Some family resemblance from what I remember, but that was about it. I didn't make a study of it. As I hope, you know, you keep the damn bad habits away from the kid, prevent it from spreading to another generation.
Oh,
but
boy.
of course, what happens? What's the matter? What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you spun out or something. I said, you keep
No.
it. What?
I say, it's not a cop. That's an asshole behind me.
Oh, you're still worried about cops? You with them?
No, I'm saying this asshole came up on
Oh.
the click. That's why I was like, what the?
I said, you're plying the kid with drink. You're becoming intoxicated to the point you can't move in front of the kid. You know, what kind of an example is that to set? You are going to be spreading the poison to the next generation. You know, set a good example. Now, where's that fucking cop?
You know, look at it. You got 100 miles an hour. Look at this.
Yeah, he's drunk.
Fast, he moving, driving almost as fast as I
A
was.
drunk juvenile. And one day he'll wrap the car around a telephone pole somewhere and well,
Gave me the fucking brides. That's why he came up on me quick. I'm like, what the? Hang on, he's moving. She can't drink. She's not old enough to drink, right?
not legally. Did they give the kid alcohol anyway?
Or I thought she's like 16 or 17.
Something like that.
She can't be drinking.
I know that, but they do it anyway. They give her the mother, this Terry, they give her a drink.
Ah.
And Terry actually admits this on film. I believe that is actually a felony, to tell the truth. Whether it's your kid or not. Plying a minor with alcohol. That's a pretty serious offense, especially these days. Whether you're a parent, guardian, niece, nephews, whatever. Your own kids.
My favorite is that little Filipino kid. Not a kid, a Filipino baby, the one smoking the cigarette.
Oh,
God.
driving in England?
Oh, I know what I forgot to look up. Oh, well.
What?
My grandfather got a medal. It's from Port Authority
Yeah.
for working on the, or whatever. He got a little medal from the Port Authority. And
nice.
I know that kid, that ain't no worth no $1 million. Just,
Well, you never know.
That one, unfortunately, that's all in a lot better shape. The drape is a lot better, but it's sun faded.
Uh-huh.
You know, it looks like it was like dark red. Now it's like light pink or something. It's
Yeah.
like all faded and everything, but the metal is all there.
What era is it from?
1930s.
Oh, okay.
That's why I wanted to look it up and see when they were issuing
He
it.
must have been working in one of the tunnels then.
He worked for Port Authority for years.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they gave him a medal for a specific reason, probably.
I don't know if it.
Retirement gifts generally take the form of watches or a pat on the back. You know?
It was.
If you got a medal, it was for some big project he might have been a part of, something like that. And
I think so.
that was the tunnels. That was the era of all the tunnels they were digging under the Hudson and shit. Sand hogs and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to look it up, see if there's an instruction for it, or I don't think it's worth anything, but it's also in my little collection.
It's family history.
Yep. Just a curious thing to look up. You never know. And I wouldn't care if that thing was worth $80,000. I'd be like, okay, it ain't getting sold. Yeah.
It's like they did a little bit of cleaning up over here too. No, not entirely.
It was actually saved from the trash, according to my mom.
Huh.
It was actually in the garbage.
That's nice.
Yeah, you know.
Who's gonna throw it out?
So my grandmother wrote to my grandfather, and he was in boot camp, including the little heart-shaped piece of coal.
Uh-huh.
And I guess my mom never knew this. Papa kept everything. He kept all the letters that Nana sent him, you know, and then he kept all his medals. He kept all his. He didn't keep like his uniforms, nothing. But who knows? Yeah, but that's what he kept.
Uh-huh.
He had his, like, you know, the knife that they give you.
Yep.
Looks like a Swiss Army knife, except it's he kept that because we have all this stuff, and he kept all of his letters, blah blah blah. Then of course the pictures went in the photo album. This is what my mom told me. So apparently, who was it that came over? Not one of the sisters. A family member came over. Maybe it was one of the sisters. I think. And I find this hard to believe that the Aunt Mary or Sedka did this, but one of them came over, and I think one of my grandma's sisters was also in the military. Everybody was in either the army or the, you know, World War II or something. Somebody was in somewhere, and she was jealous and pissed off and upset because what's her face never wrote her. So then like sometime in the late 60s, sometime in the 60s I think it was, and she was cleaning out stuff. Hey, you don't need this. She could throw it out and get rid of it. And she was helping her clean out. And then when Nana went in and seen all this, she got very upset and cried and took all the stuff out of the trash and told her to get out. And, you know, what are you doing throwing all this stuff out? Because I guess she was jealous and upset that her husband, you know, never saved any of her letters or anything like that. And as my mom told me, I'm going, Jesus fucking Christ, how awful, you know?
Uh-huh. You would be surprised that collectors actually do pay for stuff like that.
That was all, you know, Papa's stuff, you know, and
I see it all the time on gunbroker stuff like that. You know, there'll be a big bundle of letters there. You know,
they were all, yeah, we have them.
the old airmail envelopes, all of that stuff, World War II, even World War I. Yeah.
And they're all in the rubber band broke because it was all dry rotted. But we have all the letters. We have all that stuff. And I'm thinking, how fucking jealous and upset are you that you got to go chunk all this stuff? You know, these are not your letters.
Yeah.
You know, and they were both still alive. This was in the late '60s. How my grandparents back then? You know, Jesus. You know, and she's like, you don't need this. Throw all this shit out. And then And she was crying, and she went and took all the stuff out of the garbage. And I'm like, my mom's telling me this. I'm like, Jesus, the hell, you know? Ugh. So this shit, and then when this was like 2000 something, 08, 09 or something, and then we were going through his stuff, and that's what she told me, and I was like, oh, look at this, you know, Port Authority medal, look at this, and that's what she told me. I don't know what to say. Fuck.
Some people just don't have much sentiment.
It's not just that; it was the anger, jealousy thing.
Yeah. Reminds me of the old man's daughter, Linda, who apparently went through the old man's shit in the living room and threw out a whole bunch of family papers going back to when they first came over this on the fucking boat.
Oh my God, 18 something, right?
Oh, it would have been in 1910s and stuff like that.
Still.
Yeah. Because they brought it up in Kisco, they had it in there, and it disappeared after Linda cleaned the fucking house. And they know she has a habit of just pell-mell just throwing stuff out. She threw out the old man's brand new key machine.
Jesus. I mean, I throw some stuff out, okay? But at least I know what it is I'm throwing out.
Yeah.
So when we did Roy's garage over here, I said, look, I lied a little bit. I said, all right, I'm a bit of a pack rat and a hoarder, and I exaggerated on that. I says, I know what can be saved, what can be reused, what can be saved for a project. And I said, if you want to even move here, you've got to get rid of this shit. You know, like when you roll up a plastic orange wire on a, like this.
Yeah.
I said, it was missing the wire and missing the crank, and it was busted in half. I said, throw this out. Come on, get rid of this. Come on. I said, Jesus Christ, Home Depot, $5.99. Come on. You know, so I start throwing, you know, save the good shit, save the wood and this, but throw that out, you know. Then he had waste oil in milk jugs. Well, what's this? Well, it's got to go to a gas station. I said, okay.
You could have brought that right to me.
And I said, no. I said, put it in the trunk. I know where to take it. Well, we're not doing that right now. Then after that, I heard, you know what I said?
What?
I said, okay. I walked back upstairs and said, okay, Penny, we're done. So we're done. I said, we're holding on to waste oil now. I said, now you are now a certified bona fide hoarder. You don't want to get rid of waste oil? Now, because you don't want to get rid of nothing. And I'm like, wow, saving the dirty toilet paper wiped off your ass. We ain't getting rid of that. I said, okay, now we got a problem. I said, that's it. I said, we're done. And then he was, well, how come we're not? Then she later had a word with him. And I said, Penny, look, you know, I'm not going to make him start throwing out shit, but waste oil and milk jugs, come on. You know, and then he
Well, looks like Pat's been here.
how can you tell?
He dropped off that, there.
Car?
Yep. Alrighty, and that is it for this video as of right